Business magazine is Kerala's #1 business magazine in Malayalam, and it has also an active online presence. It publishes books on select businesses and investments and regularly conducts prestigious business summits and award nights. Dhanam celebrates business success and promotes entrepreneurship among Malayalis. On behalf of GOPIO Kochi chapter and Dhanam, let me extend a very hearty welcome to our key speakers of the day, Mr. Shamsudheen, who is participating with us from Dubai, and Mr. Antony Prince, who is participating from Bahamas. Let me now give a brief introduction of our eminent panelists. Mr. K.V Shamsudheen, the founder director of Barjeel Geojit Securities LLC, based in Dubai, and is the founder and chairman of Pravasi Bandhu Welfare Trust UAE. A community leader and a social activist, Mr. Shamsudheen's contribution in promoting the welfare of NRIs in the Gulf is unparalleled. His one-man crusade to promote investment habits among Indians in the Gulf got him worldwide acclaim, and he was featured several times in global channels like BBC, CNN, etc. He is a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the GOPIO Award for Best Community Work. Now he is more active than ever in supporting the COVID hit Indians in the Gulf. Mr. Antony Prince is the president of Smart Engineering and Solutions Limited, a world-renowned ship design company with headquarters in Bahamas. He also has a high-tech design house in Kochi. A globally acclaimed ship design professional, Mr. Antony Prince is credited with turning around the Cochin shipyard during its worst crisis by providing it with technology and moral and economic support. Presently, he is also the president of the Kochi-based Pravasi Conclave Trust, which is an umbrella of various NRI organizations from US, Europe, and other parts of the globe. He is keenly interested and very committed in the economic development of both Kerala and the NRIs. The subject for today's discussion is COVID-19, opportunities and challenges for Keralites abroad. Both the speakers will speak about the problems and challenges facing the NRI community in the wake of the corona epidemic and the opportunities the NRI can tap in the evolving scenario. They will also speak on what Kerala and the government should do to develop the state and attract new investments and entrepreneurs to the state. Now we will listen to our eminent panelists. Now over to Mr. K.V. Shamsudheen.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening. First of all, I express my thanks to Mr. Balagopal and Mr. Kurian and participant and Mr. Antony Prince, as well as all the participants of this webinar. COVID-19, opportunities and challenges for the Keralites abroad. That is our subject. Before we have to go through that, we have to see some information about Kerala and non-resident Keralites. All of you have seen paddy plants. It will not grow where it's germinated. We Keralites like a paddy plant. To grow, we people, we have to grow abroad. We have to replant from our root. That we are seeing since 1 century. Now, majority of the non-resident Keralites are Gulf region. Out of 3.4 crore Keralites, about 10% of the population is abroad. Whereas if we calculate the people Other than Gulf countries, the number will be much more than that, at least 4.5 million. I have exact data of various places. So I assume that it will be more than 4.5 million around the world. Among these 3.5 expatriates living outside the country, last 2018, they remitted about 80,000 crore rupees to Kerala. That figure is 10% of the total remittance to India. 10% of the India's total population, diaspora population, is from Kerala. When India government received about 6 lakhs crore rupees, out of that 13% from the Keralites living abroad. If we see all these things, all these figures, it is very encouraging. At the same time, if you see the condition of our state, the income generated by government is not enough to pay the salary as well as the pensions. Whereas, if you see the Kerala's situation outside, an outsider coming to Kerala or a foreigner coming to Kerala, they will say Kerala is a highly developed state by appearance. But economically, the state is fully dependent on NRE remittance. We have an economy of NRE remittance economy in Kerala. That is our situation. If you see the spending nature of non-resident Keralites, they are doing one important, very prudent investment, that is giving education to their children. That is a number one productive and prudent investment they are making when they are abroad. It changes the educational academic face of Kerala. We have 100% literacy already. In addition to that, qualified youngsters are so many in Kerala. But you will see very important factor. When such a huge money is spent by the parents of students, expatriates, students in Kerala, one very important lack of matching we can see. If you visit any professional college or arts college, wherever it may be, you will see one very important thing. Girls' percentage will be about 60-70%, whereas boys' percentage will be 40-30%. In the northern area, girls' percentage much more. Some of the institutions 70%, boys only 30%. Why it is? It is a big question. Parents are spending equally to educate their children. In Kerala, girls boys ratio is by birth 50-50, whereas in the colleges it is different. The simple reason, parents are giving lot of money to the children, especially boys. They are spending lavishly that. They are forgetting the importance of education, importance of learning. Many of them fell into various anti-social elements also. If you see the Malayalam newspapers, every day you can see criminal offences involved by youngsters below 30 years old. It is a very sad situation. In addition to that, I can see another social difficulties. To get a equally qualified bridegroom for a bride it is so difficult in Kerala because this academic imbalance, the academic imbalance making another social problem. In UAE, I came across so many divorce cases. Some of them are coming to my office asking me, I'm underlining, we decided to divorce. We want to live alone. So what is the possibility to get our divorce? Can you help us some places to approach for that? Then I will tell, this is one of the most difficult thing. You have any reason, you are not saying any very complicated issue to divorce. When I ask them, they will say, she is highly qualified. I am telling her not to go for a job. She compelling me, she want to go for job, but I dislike it. Some cases, they will say, she is drawing very high salary than me. There is always clash at home. He has some inferiority complex. So I don't want to live with them. These are the cases. So my request to my dear non-resident Keralite parents, you give little special care, especially mothers of our students. They have a responsibility of mother, responsibility of the father, responsibility of the guide. So unless you are not taking care, your son going for higher education through school, college, wherever it may be, if you're not giving proper attention, you will lose him. You will end up with some anti-social elements. So please take care of that aspect. Then remaining, what people are doing with their money, they're remitting to Kerala. One of the major spending they are doing is spending money for the houses. When they decide to build a house, he never think of what is my financial capacity. They never thought of. They look into the neighbor's house or relative's house or somebody else's house. I want such a house. He never thought whether I have enough financial resources to build such a house. Then another aspect, many of them, maybe I can say about 60% of the people taking loan for the house building. Second thing, what they are spending, even if they need or it is not necessity also, they will buy a car. That is a very essential to show one or two car in front of the house. That also from the bank loan. Second. Third, what they will do, if unmarried, when he is getting married, he will spend a lot of money for that, for lavish wedding, and for that also sometimes will take a loan. 3. Fourth, people had an expectation that land will give very good appreciation. It will be a good investment. It will be always safeguard for the future. And they will buy the plots here and there. For that also, even they don't have the money, they will take a loan and do that. And finally, when they lose the job, many occasions it is happening. I had a chance to see some Gulf returnees from Saudi Arabia in Kottakkal. When I spoke with them, what they said, they have some plots here and there. Similarly, they have a good, beautiful house. This is the only earning or investment they have back in Kerala. What they are saying, only thing we are getting free in this house is a air to breathe. For everything we need money. When we came from the Saudi Arabia, unexpectedly, we expected at least we can sell some of the plots. With that money, I can live. Unfortunately, They cannot sell the property purchased about 10 years ago with that price even. That is the situation. They're struggling so badly in Kerala. When I used to talk with the people, I always ask, do you have enough changes in your family, financially and all other ways? Yes, they agree. Yes, we had a lot of changes. We improved a lot. Our family is living very happily. When he say family is living very happily, family has a 3 or 4 bath attached bedroom house and all the facilities, 4-time good food, everything they have at the same time. The same person who built all these facilities living back in the Gulf in a room, 7-8 people. In the morning, he is standing on the queue for the morning things in the bathroom. So this is the situation. Whereas this kind of situation, the people depending them, the wife, children, father, mother, all, they are not realizing how my breadwinner who made all these things living abroad. That is a situation. One of the things I can tell you, I am, as Mr. Balgobal said, last 20 years, I conducted 556 classes, more than 1,000 radio, TV programs. It is going on. As a result, a lot of people changed their life. They came back to Kerala. They are living very happily. That is one segment. Another segment, now after lockdown, people are keep on contacting me. We may lose my job. What I will do? What I can do? Then immediately ask what you have when you go back to live. I have a house. No, I am asking you what you have to get some income. Some they are saying we don't have anything. Sometimes I will get some gratuity, that is only income. It will be few lakhs rupees. How long he can live with that few lakhs rupees? People are so much worried this condition. I always tell them, if you save 1,000 rupees, a small example I will give. If you save 1,000 rupees 10 years, it will be 2.3 lakhs. Whereas in 20 years, if you save that much, it will be about 1 million, 10 lakhs. If you save same amount, 30 years, it will be about 35 lakhs. Even if you have a 35 lakhs, after 30 years when you go back, you will get at least 25,000 monthly from that to live happily. But unfortunately, some people listen it, practice it. A good number of people listen it carelessly, forget it. I am teaching them how to save, how to invest, everything. They have only one complaint. Because of the increasing cost of living, we cannot save. I am telling them, you cannot save after completing your expenditure. If you want to save, it is applicable for everyone. You save first what you want to save. Then spend the money, what you have remaining after saving. Control your expenditure in that amount. You can happily live. Then you will get enough money to live a happy life when you return back to your country, to Kerala or anywhere else. Now what we are seeing, what will be the situation when so many people lose job, come back to Kerala? There are so many people, these kind of people, which are coming with a few lakhs rupees, sometimes nothing, sometimes with some loan. These are the situations. One thing is sure, many people will lose job in GCC countries and everywhere. In GCC countries, നമ്മൾ കൂനുമൽ കുരു എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ petrol price came down. The petrol price came down. That also another setback and corona reaction. Together, there will be a very bad backlash. So many people will lose job as well as many people, the salary will come down. And government already permitted, if you want to give for the survival, a long leave you can give. So many people will come on long leave once airlines start operational. So what they will do, this is the big question in Kerala. One thing we have to realize, there is a Chinese proverb. Every difficulties, there is an opportunity. Instead of getting feared in this condition, we have to utilize the situation. There will be some opportunities. Explore that opportunities. Just see the condition of Kerala. Except mother's milk, the air we breathe, everything coming from other states to Kerala. All the product we have, right, coconut, rubber, cashew, and everything, every agro product. Coconut we are selling to other states as a copra. Rubber we are selling to other states as a sheets. Since we have a unique skill to deskin the cashew, we will deskin the cashew and send back. The others will roast the cashew and sell it back to Kerala. We will buy at higher price. Copra they will process in other state, come back to Kerala. We will buy the oil and other things, everything at a high price. Rubber we are selling to other state, making tire, making spare parts, even balloon also we are not making in Kerala, coming from other states, and all other spices, everything. This is the case. So there is a lot of space to process and value add in our agro products, which we are not doing. We have 7% of India's vehicle population in Kerala, one of the highest density. Our population, the percentage of Kerala population of Indian population, 3.2. That 3.2% of the India's population in Kerala having 7% of the automobiles. Whereas we are not having any automobile parts manufacturing plant. We are not having a single automobile, car or two-wheeler manufacturing plant, private plants in Kerala. Whereas all our neighboring countries, there are many. Everything outside, but we are consumer. We are consuming the luxury cars to everything which manufactured in other states. So we have to change our attitude. People, yesterday I have a similar program, some groups, and one of the entrepreneurs said he decided to start a project, a oil mill in Kerala. Last 2 years he is after that, he couldn't complete. There are so many problems. My dear friends, especially I am addressing to NRI friends, don't believe that everything like where you are in Kerala. Kerala is a state, we have our own culture for everything. When you go to any other state, there will be slightly different than Kerala. But as you see in Dubai, you cannot expect in Kerala. When you go to Dubai for a trade license, they will the fadal, irikam parayum. Then when you get a date and gahwa, before you drink your gahwa, your license will be in your hand within 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If you expect that will happen in Kerala, it will not. You have to understand that. If any NRI, NRK specifically, if you landed one of the 4 airports in Kerala, put a stamp in your passport, final arrival stamp, you have to decide at that time, I become a normal Pakka Malayali. That is very important. In Kerala, people are doing business, people are running factories, people are doing service industry, people are doing, everything is happening. Those who are residing in Kerala. If they can do everything, you just ask yourself, why I cannot do? If my brother, my sibling are doing all these things in Kerala, why I cannot do? There is something wrong me. So the first and foremost is we decided to live in Kerala, faced challenges everyone is facing in Kerala. You are not an exceptional case. When you start a business, when you set up anything, there are a lot of opportunities in Kerala. Go to the supermarket, buy your goods for home, a trolley full of goods, and go home and see where all these products produced. There will be products produced in Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, Calcutta, all these things we are paying and buying and consuming. All the FMCG products, everything, our dress material and ready-made garments, each and everything coming from the other states. Why can't you make in Kerala everything? So each and everything you are eating your home, buying from a supermarket can be manufactured in Kerala. Why we are not doing? Then I am agreeing that for yourself, there will be some difficulties to start a industry. My dear friends, Kerala is not suitable for large industries. The state is highly populated. You think about small scale industries or cottage industries. This is the best option for Kerala. Just imagine, last year when I went to vacation, I have seen each and every property. Jackfruit fell down and spoiled, and no one is taking care, no one is using. Whereas recently one exhibition I have seen, jackfruit came from Taiwan. They absorb the water content of the jackfruit. It is like crispy, so sweety as it is. Not only that, there is no preservative in it. And so sweet, why can't we make it instead of spoiling all the jackfruit? We have cashew fruit also. That is always spoiling. We are not using. Many countries are using it for many things. Now mango season. Mango season also, mango growers are not getting good price. Whereas in other states, it is getting good price. Kerala, it is not getting good price. At the same time, we can process it. We can make it juice. We can make pulp. Many things we can make. Why we are not doing? Who is responsible? Now take other things. Another example I am saying. Recently, I had seen in a roastery shop, all the vegetables we have which had no fiber, like muringa, except all others. absorb all the water content of that, exactly use the same technology of the jackfruit. Then it is so crispy, we can eat as a snack all the vegetables. This one, lady's finger, beans, everything. And beetroot, carrot, all these things they made as slices. Everything is available. And similarly, mango also available. So these are the opportunities in front of us, which need not require any big plants and all. Small plants is enough to do all these things. Tens of acre land or that kind of facility is not needed for this. We can do easily. Then another thing I want to tell you, another opportunity in Kerala, everyone has at least 10 cents of land. What Pravasis mainly will do, once he build a house, he hate sands. He want to see a spark of sand. So he will put tiles, he will put this one interlock or concrete. That he will do. Then what is going to happen? He cannot plant a small plant or a very small plant because there is no space for that. Instead of that, my dear friends, when we decided to live in Kerala, at least if you have 4 boundary walls, at least give a space near to that 1.5 meter. Remove all the tiles and concrete from that. One Krishi Bhavan, head of the Krishi Bhavan, told me, if you had 10 cents of land, in that space, you can cultivate 25 fruit-giving plants. Today, the plants are lights to go to up to the sky like our old mango tree, old jackfruit tree and all. Nowadays, it is 6-7 foot height only. They cut it and you can pluck all the fruits by hand without anything. This is the way they are advising. And one side, all the necessary agriculture vegetables you can cultivate. You need not buy anything from abroad. If you see the Walayar in the morning, a queue of hundreds of vehicles carrying chicken, poultry, and milk tanks coming from Tamil Nadu to Kerala, carrying goats, a big line. These all are coming from either states. The chicken need for a house. Why can't you grow in your own house? What is harm in it? You want the vegetable, why can't you cultivate your own place? Why can't you have one goat in your house? If you have a place, why can't you keep one cow in your home? These are the situation of all Kerala. Now the situation is changing. We have to go back to our old time. We were 100% Keralite, were the Karshagar. We are agriculturists all days. When we get a little education, we forget our life. My dear friends, if you don't know what was the Kerala situation before, you just see about 80 years ago, how was Kerala? Just see one of the films, the old films. black and white films, then you will understand how Kerala was. Because of the Pravasis and people gone to all over the world, they send money, the Kerala's face changed into a city. Each and every village is a city now in Kerala. That is a situation. Now, what I want to say, another thing, the people coming from Kerala abroad, the Keralite, non-resident Keralites coming from abroad, in case if they lost job and all, there will be so many skilled hands, electrician, plumber, mason, and everything, mechanic, every type of skilled workers are there. They had opportunity to work under world topmost consultant, international standard construction companies, so they have excellent skills. If they decided to work in Kerala, using all this facility, all they had from their past experience, Kerala is a best place to get a work. So we had a habit, when we come back to Kerala, whatever it may be our background, everyone want to be an arbab, means our mudalali, Arabil arbab. Instead of that, if you decided to a entrepreneur, he want to sit front of the backside of the table and take money and put in the drawer. This is the ambition of the many people is that. My dear friends, that way you cannot live in, come in present situation of the Kerala, because last 3 years, Kerala's all business was in the doldrum. Now, if you start one more business, it will be going to another disaster. Instead of that, what you have to do, try to produce something. Agriculture, there is no one make any trouble for you. If you have a property, if you have a 10 cent of the vacant land, many people purchase the property and keeping idle. In the modern agriculture system, you can plant where in a normal system, where you can plant 40 cents of land. And cost is comparatively, manpower required very less and the return is very high. In your house, if you have a 10 cents of land, there will be some place. You can make a tank, you can cultivate fish. It will be a good income. There are so many opportunities. If you go to the district collectorate, each collectorate has a different department for small scale industries and cottage industries and food processing, agriculture department, everything we have. They are happy to help the people. They are giving very good advice, practical advice. So these are the opportunities we have around us when we come back to Kerala. But we have a intention to do that. We have to look into the past of our past. And when you are coming for a vacation also, what I want to tell you, please join with your wife and children, plan some plan, bring some of the good plants to your home, plant it, request, give the responsibility of your children. These two plants belongs to so and so, other one belongs to so and so, other one belongs to your wife, and put a tag. They feel it is their own. They will take care, and they will struggling to throw away their daily organic wastage. Once you have this in your house, if you plant all these, all the organic wastage of every day, you can convert it into a manure, compost to feed your plants. You can do that. It will be enjoyment. It will be good for your health also. So we have to do that. You know, opportunities are there in Kerala, but Kerala is a land of opportunities and untapped resources. I had given some indication of what are the resources we have. All these resources we have to utilize. We have to convert into opportunities. When you start utilizing and converting all these resources, what we have, we get an excellent opportunity to have a regular income, each individual. When you come across any business in Kerala, my dear friends, I am telling you, if you know any business, if you can compete many other business, the same type of business people are doing, if you can give something different than others at a competitive price, then only enter to the business. Otherwise, if you are somebody saying you do that business, so and so person at business, he is making minting money, don't do that business if you don't know that. That is the thing I want to tell you. There will be so many advisors for you. If you have money, you do. You study the things yourself. Not only that, if you have money, if you have a 50 lakhs, keep 25 lakhs with you. Just use 25 lakhs only for the business. Never spend everything. It will take at least 3 years to break even. To get a profit, again, it will take time. So, my dear friends, don't lose money. Then another thing I want to tell you, be ethical in the business. Very important. Be innovative. If you are innovative, you can succeed. That is very important. And most important, I suggest all of you, if you are coming to Kerala, instead of doing a business individually, you make a pool of some friends, collect some money, do the business. When we are doing that way, the risk element is less. And the various, some people dislike opinions. But my dear friends, by getting opinion and reaching one solid opinion, that is a success. So if one person make a mistake, another person will correct it. So better to be a collective effort. There are a lot of opportunities by to do this kind of business in Kerala. I mentioned some just for a thought. I have make a certain spark that you encourage and make a fire in your mind that you succeed in Kerala. What I want to tell you now, after Corona virus, people are so much worried. Don't worry at all. We had two world wars before. We had similar or bigger than this epidemic in 1918 to 24. People survived everything. People survive and grow. And we are seeing such a developed nations after all this. What was the condition of Japan after the Second World War? And where Japan is now? Just see. Similarly, you came across many people failed in their life. They, with the hard work, with a very focused effort, they came back and succeed in the business. Be one among them. Be one among them. That is the one I can tell you. And when you do business, think in mind, I am doing this business not only for me, I am doing this business for the society even. It is beneficial for the society also. If you have a mind that you are doing a business, not only myself, it is for the society, your business automatically will grow. Believe me, I have seen so many such examples in my life. My dear friends, what is going to happen to after settle all the corona? What we are normally history dividing like before Christ and after Christ. Now we are going to see another separation of the history. Before corona, after corona. After corona, we are going to see a sea changes in everything. Everything. The style of business will be entirely different. Our lifestyle will be different. The vehicles will be different. Everyone was predicting year 3030, world will be with electric vehicles. Maybe within year 2025, all over the world, people decided, countries decided stop all the petroleum diesel vehicles to use only electric vehicles. Because within a month's time, without pollution in the road and everywhere, many diseases are not seeing at all. My doctor friends are saying they are not having any complaint of asthma, allergy, and many things. Only reason is the atmosphere is clean. So by having electric vehicles, the atmosphere will be clean and health will be better for the future. That will be another advantage. Now the business style today, ministries are doing their ministerial meeting online in the Zoom type of system. Last 1 month, we conducted 4 seminars, international seminar, inviting more than 500 people without spending a single penny. Whereas if you want to conduct a seminar with 500 people, I had to book a ballroom of a 5-star hotel. I have to give dinner to them, and I have to invite the people from India and other places in first class or business class ticket. All this I had to spend. I had done it without spending a penny. My dear friends, it is happening around the world. I don't know how many people are listening us. Around the world, people are listening. My knowledge, it is all the GCC countries. People are watching this. So these are the changes taking place. In all over the world, if you see, there will be changes in the politics. Who is the world leader? Sometimes he may not be the world leader. Some other country will be a world leader. If you see, some of the countries are controlling the world with weapons and always saying we have weapons to destroy the world several times. But very unfortunate, we are seeing they cannot save 10,000 their own citizens. They don't have medicine. Thousands of people dying every day. They don't have medicines. They don't have what I can say facilities. This is a situation. And each and every country, if you examine, the number of percentage of GDP spent for defense, spent for what I can say for the healthcare, it is so much disparity. For the healthcare, countries are spending less, where defense spending more. Whereas now all the countries realize we have to spend for the healthcare. Each and every country going to be spending more and more money for the healthcare. It is a good, excellent opportunity for Keralite. In our blood, we have healthcare. Everywhere, if you go for any international hospital, you'll see our doctors. Everywhere you see our nurses. Everywhere you see our paramedical staff. And eh, because of this reason, thousands and thousands of medical people working and experienced in the medical field is going to get opportunities everywhere in India, in the world. All the countries suffered so badly, they have the worst healthcare system. All of them will spend huge amount for their healthcare. So grab it, that opportunity. I have one example. One of my friend's daughter married by a person already living in Australia. And this girl went to Australia. She was an engineer with first class. And after many months, she couldn't get a job. Then her husband decided to send her for 1.5 years course in medical field, not like a doctor and all, some other field. After 1.5 years, when she got a certificate from the Australian University, she got a job immediately. The salary you won't believe. A doctor with post-graduation, with experience, coming to Australia, getting a first job, what is the salary is getting double than that this girl start get. So what I am saying, if you are thinking to get such opportunities, lot of students are going abroad for studies. Go abroad, wherever you go, study their language as well as areas related to healthcare. There will be a good opportunity. Another things happen to after corona virus. Everyone expected about 40 type of profession will disappear in a year 2025. That statement came World Economic Forum in Davos 2019. And that company who made a presentation at last said, don't worry about it. There will be opportunities still. What each and everyone has to do, the main reason for that changes is countries, companies, organization will start to use artificial intelligence in a big way, robotics in a big way. So such situation now, instead of 2025, it may happen 2022 itself, because the China succeeded the epidemic control by two things. One is artificial intelligence. Second is robotic. Instead of nurses, robots was supplying food, other things in the hospital. And artificial intelligence was controlling diseased people from the crowd. So these are the things in Dubai, artificial intelligence police controlling everything by artificial intelligence. If they want a thief, after committing a crime about 10 minutes before, each and every person coming to the country has the complete proof in the country. Hello? Yeah, I am completing. What I had seen, so these are the things everywhere using artificial intelligence. So our youngsters, not only that, people lose job, they have an academic qualification, they can learn all these subjects in their own way. So my request is, after Corona, fear is not a solution. There will be many new gen opportunities. grab that opportunity and work for that, do research now, acquire that skill, additional skill, get good job, succeed in the life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shamsudheen. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Mr. Antony Prince for his address.
And Mr. Shamsudheen, who spoke well. Thank you. My sincere thanks are to the organizers of this webinar, GOPIO and Dhanam Publications, and giving me the opportunity to address eminent panelists and participants. The opportunities and challenges facing NRI and OCIs are substantially different, and it cannot be answered with a single solution. For the NRI around the world forced to return to India, the challenges are different. They have actually gone abroad to take up a job, and when that job is completed, either on retirement or prematurely, as we have seen here for the COVID-related retrenchment of people, they have to come back to Kerala. They have to come back to India. So they have no choice. Whereas the OCIs, they have gone there and settled, either as permanent residents or as citizens of that country. So they don't have to return to the country, and most of them had no intention to return to the country. That is why they have taken up residence. Now, their problem is mainly they must have lost their job or their business, but those countries will find ways to overcome those situations, and the Keralites will be part of that process. So I don't think that we will discuss the problems of OCIs today here in my talk. But the problem that is facing the NRIs, that is what is most important. What are the challenges? What are the opportunities for them? There are, I think, almost 20 lakh NRIs in the Gulf region. And there are also a lot of people who have gone to other countries as employees who have to return to India, of which at least 4 lakh people have lost their job or have expressed their intention to come back to the state. So the state is going to face a huge influx of Malayalis who are employed gainfully in those countries into our job pool, our unemployment situation, and also the loss of revenue for the state. So the state, together with we people, have to quickly think how fast we can recover this situation. So unfortunately, our state has a bad image when it comes to labor relations and political stability and a conducive environment for doing business. But with the management of coronavirus, Kerala has attracted the attention of the whole world. While we have a leftist government, which traditionally known to be not industrial friendly, the state has actually come together. Every one of the state has come together, both the ruling party and the opposition and the general public, and have managed this crisis as best as possible, which has become an envy of the entire world. I think this is a good chance for us to change the image of our state, saying that a state that nothing is possible to a state everything is possible. And it is possible. I came to India 17 years ago in 2003. I had no intentions to come to India at that point of time. I was well established abroad with no relations, no business relations to India. But my heart was, like every Keralite, every Indian, was in India. When I left India 50 years ago, I had no choice but to leave because there were no job opportunities for engineers. There were 60,000 unemployed engineering graduates in 1968 when I graduated. Even getting a lower division clerk's job would be considered as winning a lottery ticket. So we have to be inventive, innovative, and try and find out where opportunities lie and grab it no matter what it is. That's how I left the country. But my heart was always in India. And then an opportunity came in 2003 when Cochin Shipyard was in financial difficulties with lack of orders. They were nearing a closure situation. Some of my friends called me up and said, come and do something for the country. Now, my line of activity is ship design and shipbuilding. And I run one of the most respected companies in the world with a credit of 600 ships, having worked in many countries like Japan, Korea, China, Europe, and everything. So I thought, let me come back because the sin of omission is the biggest sin. Having all the knowledge and capability, let me come back to Kerala. Once I came back to Kerala, I was persuaded by everyone to go back because no, whatever you have done abroad, this is not going to happen in Kerala. You don't know Kerala. What is going to happen? But I always believed, why is a Keralite not able to perform in Kerala? Whereas when he goes abroad, he outperforms everyone. So the answer is very simple. A person working in Kerala do not have the environment to bring the best out of him. So how can he bring the best out of him? The moment he transplants to Dubai or to Abu Dhabi, he outperforms everyone. So creating that environment and surroundings for a Keralite to work is the answer. So I could do that in Cochin Shipyard to give them an environment that they were lacking. I found out whatever they were lacking, I was able to provide them. The result was that they produced 6 ships in 3 years and 2 months when I had told them that they have to produce 3.5 years, and they called me crazy. And in all 31 years of Cochin Shipyard's existence, in 2003, they had only built 13 ships. So you know what is possible in Kerala. I'm sending this message to mainly overseas citizens of India who's gone abroad and settled there and has not had any recent exposure to the state except the memory of strikes and lockouts and no kuhuli and all kinds of bureaucratic problems. But please, my friends, Kerala has changed. Please understand that. And when you come to Kerala, you will also find a very progressive, very advanced state where things have changed. Bureaucrats have changed. People have changed. The attitudes have changed. So therefore, please do not prejudge Kerala. Please come to Kerala, interact with people like me, who has been in Kerala for the last 17 years and a very happy businessman and a citizen. So I would like those Keralites who come back to Kerala with an idea of setting up businesses and helping the state, because you are on the core, you are a Malayali. And please come with all the confidence. I'm sure that you will not be disappointed. Now, when I look at the opportunities for Kerala. Kerala is a pristine state with a lot of natural beauty. We are blessed with water, rivers. So whatever we do should be sustainable, eco-friendly, environmentally friendly activities. And therefore, any major manufacturing industry in Kerala is out of question. Plus, any management student will tell you the basic requirements for an industry is not available in India, in Kerala, mainly land, electricity, water for industrial use. Also, up until now, manpower. You know, we have 35 lakh migrant workers in Kerala to keep Kerala going. Because what has happened is that every able person has escaped to the Gulf countries. The Gulf countries has been a blessing and a curse for Kerala. Why blessing? Of course, the large inward remittances to Kerala has brought the standard of life in Kerala. But what is a curse? People like me who trained 220 engineers is left with 60 trained engineers. The 160 left for Gulf countries for better opportunities. Okay, now with all the things that is happening in Gulf, employers like us are very happy. At least the people we trained will remain with us. The hospitality industry, for example, the moment they train someone, they leave. They don't. So now all these people are trying to come back. So for all these things, we need to have some basic thinking. Why? Why we are all going abroad? When there are chances of employment in Kerala and when there are job opportunities that can be created in Kerala. All that I can say is our natural instinct to improve our quality of life by earning more. And then it extends to greed, because then we want to make more and more money. And as Mr. Shamsudheen said, come back and make a palatial home and have a few cars and did not know even have the money to paint the house after a few years. So we need to bring our basic Indian values, spirituality, contentment, and being happy with what we have. Then I'm sure that on the spur, we will not be running into Gulf countries and denying the employees in Kerala of trained and skilled people. Okay, so, but I think now automatically that has been taken care of. When it comes to immediate opportunities, the Chief Minister said the other day, Kerala's need for vegetables is 20 lakh tons, and we will only be able to produce 14.7 lakh tons. And even that is an estimate. We all know the huge opportunity that is available for food production in Kerala. We have been blessed with arable land, fertile land, lot of water, lot of rainfall, nice sunshine, but we are dependent on other states because the cost of producing the food in Kerala is so expensive. Therefore, we have to import the food from outside. Also, if at all we have to run a farm, we have to have migrant workers to do the work. So we Keralites have to think why things have gone outside. Like Mr. Shamsudheen said, the industries are all outside. We have consumer state. We buy from outside. Because if I'm trying to produce a car part in Kerala, and if I try to produce a car part in Chennai, there's a huge cost differential. So we Malayalis have to understand all these things. But don't worry about it. Malayalis have been blessed also with a lot of intelligence and very good education. We can have industries that uses our head, our intelligence. knowledge-based industries. There are hundreds of knowledge-based industries that Kerala can adapt using the brains of our people, these intelligent people, without resorting to manufacturing or semi-skilled jobs. And like I have done, I have created a world-class ship design house that our entire production for next 2 years is sold out. I had to decline a job just 2 days ago from Europe because I need 100 people to do that assignment. And I don't have 100 trained ship design engineers with me. So there's an enormous potential when you take it into engineering industries to do research and development, to do the back office work. If you take accounting, there's a huge potential for back office work in Kerala. If you take healthcare, and with the latest reputation of health management of Kerala, we can be the hospital for the world. We can provide health services to the world. We can take up districts, cities, states, and countries and manage their health system for them. Because we have the intelligence, we have the brains. So while producing food and producing other small industrial stuff going to be a challenge because of the lower cost in other states, there are high-paying jobs can be brought to Kerala. And the good thing is that among the overseas citizens of India, among NRIs, there are brilliant people who have been successful professionally and economically, who should be given all the incentives from the state to function. What the state can do, state has to do. I cannot make a road. I cannot make a electricity distribution. I cannot make an internet, high-speed internet service. The government has to see that what is required for the industry, that you provide it. The rest, the private industry will do. What I can do, I will do. But this is where the state public-private partnership should come to create a conducive environment for the future entrepreneurs to start businesses in Kerala. I was in China for 23 years, from 1993 till 2014 or 2016. You will not be surprised how China has progressed. Perhaps no one has first-hand information like me. You go to a 3-star hotel, there will be a 1-page project report in Chinese and in English for businesses that village wants to start. If you want to go further, you can contact the city office or Panchayat office, and you will get a full what you call project report. Now that project report is just not a piece of paper. It comes with pre-approved, pre-cleared licenses to start that particular business. And business consultants have done proper research and prepared a professional project report. Now the fun is that when I went to a Chinese city or a village to look at a potential shipyard site, the highest officers in that panchayat was the panchayat president and the police inspector. They both came to meet me and hosted a lunch. When I was talking, he said, after the lunch, I want you to see another site for a shipyard. So I told them, I am already satisfied with the site I saw. And not only that, after lunch, I have to go back to Shanghai. No, they wanted me to see it. But I said, I'll come another occasion and see it. But I said, give me the project details. They gave me that thick project report, clear with the clearing with everything. All licenses are cleared, approvals are taken. And you know what they said? Mr. Prince, do you want to invest in the shipyard? You can invest 100%. Now you want a partner, we will find a partner for you. Now, even if you don't want to have any partnership and ownership of the shipyard, can you give us some orders? We will find investors to start the shipyard and satisfy your requirements. Now, how capitalist can a communist country turn into? 23 years, I had no problem whatsoever from any government officials or any labor unions or from the party. So that's a kind of environment China created that attracted a lot of foreign investment. Now, again, with all the developments, the feeling towards China has changed from different countries. We are talking about 1,000 American and Japanese companies want to relocate from China, and they are looking at India, Vietnam, Malaysia, and such other countries. Here lies a golden opportunity for Kerala. With such a high level of literacy, with such a high level of availability of engineers and professionals and skilled and semi-skilled labor, we should identify what opportunities lies for the state with regard to these companies that are coming. Then we should be selective that these are not polluting companies and we are not becoming a factory to the world. That we don't want. But among them, there are also precision equipment manufacturing or assembling companies like medical equipments, cameras and watches, things like that, which we don't have so much of pollution. And we should try and be selective and try and find our opportunities. So whatever way you look, there are opportunities. And for those who come from Gulf countries, food is one of the most important area that they can get into. But then there is this traditional problem of the middleman, and the farmer doesn't get the value for his produce. This is where, as Mr. Shamsudheen suggested, we must have cooperatives, we must distribute the risk, we should have intermediaries or marketing arm, which is part of this cooperative. And, we have already a lot of cold storage facility available in Nedumbasheri. There are so many villages around Nedumbasheri, which is suitable for aquaculture, which is good for food production. We can also use that as a hub to export the food needs of the Middle Eastern countries, the Gulf countries. So opportunities galore. And we, Pravasi Conclave Trust, which is a conclave of all the major Malayali associations like GOPIO, World Malayali Council, World Malayali Federation, Fokana, FOMA, are all coming together, putting all our experience and resources to help the state overcome this huge challenge of COVID-19. So there has to be a lot of interaction between ourselves. We have to identify the opportunities so that we can properly rehabilitate the Gulf Malayalis who have lost their job or who are forced to return for a variety of reasons. So I look, while my heart goes out for all the people who have lost their near and dear ones in this COVID-19 epidemic. My own daughter is a medical doctor in New York, and she's on the front line. So you can see that every day we are worried. And you all read in the newspaper what's happening in New York. She sees 70 patients a day, and she doesn't even have time to go to the washroom. So, but yet she's committed. There are a lot of Malayalis, a lot of Keralites, a lot of Indians are in the healthcare industry in the United States. We are giving a great service. So let us use this curse and turn it into a blessing. And my request is all the Malayalis to come together, leave apart our differences, come as one, which we have already shown in 2018 when we had floods. I was also a flood victim. Let's come together Let's find ways to pull out of this situation. And I'll be very happy to take questions hereafter. Thank you very much.
So we'll move on to the Q&A section. We've got about 5 questions that have come up in the Q&A section, and they've not specified which speaker they want the answer from. So we'll just, the first question is, in the changing scenario due to COVID, which sector do you foresee the NRI spending going to happen in Kerala? Shamsudheen sir, would you like to answer?
Yeah, in fact, 3 sectors. One is tourism, second is hospitality. This is the main 2 sectors. The second is some of the any business related to that particular segment. It will be affecting very badly. So that is world over, not only Gulf, everywhere. The hospitality business and the tourism business and aviation. Next is few years, there will be some kind of phobia, travel phobia in the mind of the people. Those who are in the business, very essential to travel, they will travel. Those who are traveling for the tourism purpose to see the places and all, they may not be traveling because people are several times, because the coronavirus spread by the traveling. That is obvious. That reason there will be, so these 3 segments will badly, very, very badly will affect.
Sir, I think the question was, what sectors do you see more investment coming in from NRIs?
You mean the investment coming to Kerala, you mean?
Yeah.
You know, the problem in Kerala, the NRI, those who want to invest, they don't have money. Those who have money, they don't want to invest. This is some exceptional case is our leaders like Mr. M.A. Yusuf Ali, Ravi Pillai and all. They made a experiment, in fact. I will tell you, experiment. You know, the struggles they faced to come to Kerala. Because we have to change the attitudes of the people. That is very important. What Mr. Antony Prince said, absolutely correct. The reason is the bureaucracy must make some changes in the attitude. The public must make it to I tell you openly, one example, this is not my experience. Somebody else a few days back told me, he want to set up, start one small scale industry. For that, he has to get approval from the neighbors. So one of the person, a political leader, Panchayat level political leader, he said, don't give the permission to him, to all the other people. Initially, all they agreed to sign the papers, permission. He said, don't give. Then at last, he went to Chennai. When he approached the government, they identified a place. He chosen it. There are also some people to get some kind of permission. Then he just went that place. So one neighbor, an educated person, came to him. Sir, why you came here? Then said, I am setting up an industry here, so-and-so industry. For that purpose, I came. Then he said, sir, you have to get some approval and all. When the papers are ready, bring to me. I will get approval for everyone and hand over to you. Then he got it. So in Kerala, anything, there is a money. So after getting that, he gave some money to him. Then he said, my dear, don't tell me like that. In future also, anything you want, I am with you. I will help you. I am doing it not for money, for my village. This village will get a benefit out of that. This is the approach of the people just after the Walayar border. Same type of people. When we leave few kilometers from Walayar checkpost, approach is different, whereas Walayar in Kerala approach is different. We have to change this. That attitude is that if I am not growing or developing, benefiting, but that is not the issue. I don't want any benefit, but I don't want he benefited. That is approach. മറ്റുള്ളവര് ഞാൻ നന്നായില്ലെങ്കിലും കുഴപ്പമില്ല, മറ്റുള്ളവര് നന്നാവരുത്. This is the approach. So we have to change it.
Antony,
So, people, there are a lot of ideas. People want to, if government, this kind of situation, after Corona, stabilize everything, government must come with some proposal. I had given one proposal when this government came to the power. It's an integration of education, tourism, and healthcare. That is, in a way, we have 4 airports. In the nearby the 4 airport, find out some of the places, few hectares of place, and make all the infrastructure development and spaces give to international universities to set up the institute, their colleges in that particular place. Like here, they don't need big buildings and all. Multi-story buildings can create what we have here. Like we have Dubai, knowledge village and academic city. Their world topmost universities all has a presence there. Then what will happen? All the schools in the Middle East are run by Keralites, 90%. So there about 150 nationalities are studying. After the schooling, they want to go for higher studies. If we have some arrangement with them, they will recommend these children to come to Kerala. Once they come to Kerala, their parents will be regular visitors. So they will see the beauty of the Kerala. The Almighty God has given in Kerala everything he can create in the earth, except 2 things. One is desert, another one is volcano. Everything we have. So they want to see the beauty of the Kerala, they will see. When they come to see the places, the parents of the children, they will see different 8 type of medical system we have in Kerala. 8 type of medical system. A certain system is most suitable for the certain diseases. So we know that which Ayurveda can cure, maybe allopathy cannot. Which this one Marma can cure, maybe Ayurveda may not be curing. So there are specific medical system for specific diseases. These parents of the children will see that they will utilize it. So in a way, it will be integration of 3 type of industries. By integrating that, the job opportunities will increase, the income of the state will increase, everything will develop. But we must have a mind to accept all this and support. If a tourist come to Dubai, according to the rule, is a state guest, unwritten rule. A tourist is a state guest. Whereas in Kerala, if a tourist come alone, is traveling here and there, then our people will exploit all the way. What are the way one can exploit a person? All the way people will exploit. That is not the way. We have to behave them as the guest of our state. If you have that kind of approach, they will go with a message. This is a nice place. The people are very nice. very trustworthy, very helpful. When they go, they will come back. 10 people will come with their advice. Kerala, I know one of the resort, they are not making any public announcement, advertisement, anything, but they are full always. What they are doing, Raja Resort in Kutanad. Mainly what they are doing, they are what is called
Can I interrupt you for a? Sir, can I interrupt?
de-addiction of drug addicts. Word of mouth, people are coming. So there are a lot of opportunities. These are the 3 areas we can develop in Kerala with the government support. And the quality must be international, and the people must be trained to give a good welcome all the people coming abroad. And as Mr. Antony Prince mentioned, we have to develop, as he said, brain related businesses. We have the knowledge, we have educated people, use that. There are, yesterday, my son told me a story. 4 brothers are running a company in Hyderabad. They are selling software to world's topmost financial institutions. 4%. So these kind of things we can develop in Kerala. I am appreciate youngsters in Kerala. Many youngsters started many startup. Initially they failed. Today they are successful, fully successful. For example, Mr. Mustafa of ID brand, he started with the 50,000, he failed, absolutely failed. Today his company is more than, say about 1,000 crore. Shan Kadavil and Mr. Joseph started.
Can I interrupt you for a second? We have a couple of questions. So if we can keep the answers short, then we will take more questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good idea to limit the answer time also, because there are many questions that are coming up.
Okay.
So, which question do you want me to answer?
Yes,
Vijay, whoever is moderating this.
Antony, sir, please go ahead. Please give your brief.
I think the next question is from Bilal Muhammad regarding situation in Qatar. Is
So
that correct?
Yes, sir.
How will affect medical sector jobs, mainly for nurses and the person who participate in clinical trials or clinical research? Mainly, I am asking for Gulf, especially Qatar. I will not be able to give you an answer because I am not particularly conversant with Gulf or Qatar situations, but you are very lucky. My younger brother and a co-trustee in our PCT, he is a medical doctor, Dr. Mohan Thomas in Qatar. I will direct your question and I'll get you the right answer after this webinar completes. So please contact Dhanam for an answer with your question. It will be answered.
So Antony, so there's another question specifically directed at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the questions.
Kerala government had recently brought out profiles of industries for investment with the help of consulting companies like KPMG. Do you think this will help to attract more investment?
Definitely. As I mentioned, what China has done, they have created all these opportunities with pre-clearance, prior license. They had environmental clearance, they had meteorological survey, hydrographic survey, land survey. They have identified the labor availability, the skill availability, the subsidies availability. Everything is done. You only have to walk in as an investor. And even if you don't have to go into an investor, you go in with a partner, or the government will find an investor if you have business for that one. So this is where the government, the industries department, and the local panchayats, everybody come together, make it attractive. Let me tell you something. In 1993, when I wanted to go to China on an exploratory basis, I went to the embassy of China in Ottawa, and I was living in Montreal, which is 200 kilometers away and 2-hour drive. When I went there, I had 2 invitation letters, one from the state authority, which owns all the state government 28 shipyard, and also from the export council of the state. So I put in and I asked for a single entry visa. And the person who read the invitation said that, Mr. Prince, you need a 1-year multiple entry visa. I told them, no, I'm going for an exploratory visit. I don't know whether I'll go back or not. If I decide to go back, I'll come back and get a multiple entry visa. And I said, my only request is that I'm ready to pay express fees. Can I get the visa issued within today? And the guy insisted that I still have a 1-year multiple entry visa. And that was $300 in cash. And I only had $35 or $50 to pay for a single entry visa as cash. And he told me, Mr. Prince, go and sit there. Let me come back to you. So I thought he was a little bit rude, you know. He goes in, 10 minutes later, he comes with a 1-year multiple entry visa stamped. And he said, Mr. Prince, I hope you will bring some orders, some business to my country. Now, this is a clerk sitting in front of the application window. Look how he's trained. By reading the 2 invitation letter, he immediately found out that I must be somebody in shipping. He judged that one and he issued. That resulted in $2 billion worth of exports from China. So you understand how big a role each and every person who holds the power, whether it's a panchayat president or a village officer, or whether it is the chief minister, we all have to be tuned to receive these people who come to the country and give them an opportunity to do something. Because these people have choices. They have already made money. They're already successful. They have choices to go to different countries, but they are coming out of love to the state. Maybe a few people are land grabbers and making advantage of Kerala or cheating or something like that. I'm not saying that everybody is perfect. Majority of Keralites who want to come back to Kerala and to start something comes out of love for the country, for the state. So let the government create as much possible opportunities and environment for these people to come. You go to Singapore. I was in a discussion when I was saying that I think I should open an office in Singapore. The other person said, can I call the managing director of the industries ministry? She will come right now and talk to you. So that is the difference between Kerala and other countries. So we have to be more receptive, more considerate, more helping to those people who are coming back to the state. Did I answer your question?
Okay, sir. So I'll take a direct question from somebody. I'll just let the person talk. Mr. Rajesh, you can unmute your mic and ask the question. Please keep it brief. Yes, go ahead.
Am I audible, sir?
We cannot hear you properly. Can you please increase the volume of your mic?
Yeah. Am I audible now? Hello?
Hello. There's a slightly muffled. Can you?
Audible now, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So my question is, whether we are lacking in technology with respect to Kerala. See, there is a lot of bureaucratic red tape, as far as I would observe, that how technology can be enabler in, or what we need to do with respect to the technology, taking applications, processing it, and having a very transparency in adoption of technology in enabling the business in Kerala. What is your feeling about that?
Absolutely correct. We have to make most of these processes be transparent and to be online. And I think Kerala government is one of the governments which is very much advanced in the application of software in administration. And I think we should take it one step forward and apply this particularly in the case of licensing of industries and things like that. And currently, everything can get stuck with a village officer, who is the only person authorized to issue more than 40 certificates. And therefore, all these things can be made electronic or with the software help, that you can get clear up everything, and it probably goes to a single window at the end of the day to get the final approval. And I think Kerala government has come up with a 24-hour approval process and things like that in their last Kerala meet, where there was a lot of investment was pledged. I don't know the current status of it. I have not had to interact that because I'm already well established in Kerala with a business which is already, actually I didn't have to get any permission, for the business I did. Go and find the businesses that you don't need government permission, government involvement as much as possible. I only rented a piece of property and I put 100 desks there and people work there. That's it. And I do the normal company registration. That's it. So there are a lot of industries where you don't need the use of land. You don't have to use government permissions and things like that.
So the next question is for Shamsudheen, sir. The question is, you have suggested many feasible projects for NRIs who return after COVID-19, but capital is scarce. Please suggest ways to raise capital to set up the units. What kind of help will come from government agencies like KSIDC or other nodal agencies?
Yeah, in fact,
from Dubai.
Can I answer? In fact, Norca is giving up to 20 lakhs for individual coming from abroad after staying 2 years abroad. Similarly, that is for individual. If we have 10 people, all the 10 people can join together and start a industry, small scale industry. Similarly, KSADC is supporting Kerala small scale industries department, also helping. Then ladies only, the central government is supporting some of the up to 20 lakhs for ladies, that is for women and scheduled caste and tribe. There is a scheme like that for them. Up to 20 lakhs is getting. Ladies can set up a project. If we are not getting, a person is coming from abroad, his wife can utilize that facility. So there are government support is there, but problem for my own brothers in Gulf, they don't want to run after the officers. They want to get everything like what they are getting in Dubai and other places. It will not happen in Kerala because everywhere its own difficulties are. People are doing business, industries, everything in Kerala facing all that challenges. We are not exceptional since we worked abroad. Our quality, our ability, we have to utilize in our business, not to get all this organized. But instead of you are going, if you have a person as a partner, Kerala, a person living in Kerala, he can know how to manage it better than we people stayed decades in Dubai. That is the thing I want to tell. Thank you.
Another question is by Mr. Venugopal. His question is, will the present crisis have a positive impact among the people and leaders of the state as never before? Sir.
I couldn't follow the question.
Will the present crisis have a positive impact among the people and leaders of the state as never before?
I believe so. I believe so.
I also believe so.
Too flat, learn so many lessons by the government, by the public, by the bureaucrats, everyone. And Nipah is the one of the reason now Corona is more successful. Everyone is learning lesson. So all the mistakes we made before, people are correcting now. Am I right, Mr. Prince?
Yes, absolutely. And one thing I'll tell you, the government is already receptive. The bureaucrats are more receptive. And wherever I went, what was appreciated is people that I'm not using a middleman. My wife and I was going everywhere to put in our applications. And when I wanted to get an approval to start the business inside the Cochin Special Economic Zone, the permission was given in 24 hours by the Commerce Ministry.
Yeah.
And the commissioner told me, Mr. Prince, thank you for not sending any consultants and middlemen. Thank you for coming straight forward here and presenting your case. 24 hours. I never have contacted any politicians or any facilitators or fixers. And many places you go, you find it's a perception in our mind that these people are bureaucratic, these people are corrupt, these people are not efficient. I went to State Bank of India to open a bank account, and I asked him, can I get the account open within 2 weeks? And he asked me, I can open it for you today. State Bank of India, a business account. So I said, don't you have to do your know your customer check and everything? He said, I have already checked about you. I can tell you more about you than you know. So please don't have this perception that everything is impossible in Kerala. I will tell you everything is possible in Kerala. When you talk about strikes, last 17 years, there has been not a single minute lost for strike in Cochin shipyard. You know, we have produced 70 ships in last 17 years compared to 13 ships in 31 years. It's the same labor. We have 8 unions, 4 official and 4 unofficial unions. But even on the day of Hartal, 80% of the people come to work. The other 20% could not find transport. So we have to understand the ground reality and not that is being written in newspapers and media and things like that. Kerala has changed. My office is closed and my staff try to work from home using whatever internet connection they have. And they have told, sir, we will work 16 or 24 hours a day to make sure that we meet every delivery commitment. That is how good the people in Kerala are. So don't have this perception the people are bad. But it all depends on how you communicate with them, how you interact with them, because Kerala people are very intelligent. So they have to be handled in a special way. That's all.
The next question is by Mr. Mahesh. The question is, I would like to ask this question to Mr. Antony Prince. Which state in India will be supporting for the people who are currently working in oil and gas industries? So would you be able to answer that?
Can I say that again?
Which state in India will be supporting for the people who are currently working in oil and gas industries? He wants to know which state is probably most suitable for people in the oil and gas industry, if you have any knowledge of that.
I don't think Kerala is there in oil and gas industry. You know, the people who are most active is Gujarat and Maharashtra. And perhaps those are the states that will be able to help. But again, take all these disadvantages to advantage. We can set up oil and offshore industry support companies that eventually, when things get back to normal, they will need these services. It's not disappeared forever. You know, let's hope that Gulf countries will also recover after a period of time when all these services are required. So not all is lost.
Okay, the next question I think is directed to Shamsudheen sir. Any suggestions on investing in stocks?
What? Property, you mean property, yeah?
No, stocks.
No.
Stock market.
Shares and stocks.
Stock. Yeah, that question, my answer is, this is the best time to invest in the stock. Because the market is very suitable. I can tell you a few aspects. There are many blue chip companies which are available almost 52 weeks, very close to 50 weeks low. There are companies which are available at half the price of its book value. The all are blue chip I am talking. There are blue chip companies which are giving 10 to 20% dividend yield. Next year may not be that yield, but still these are the good companies. Many blue chip companies are available at a very reasonable price. I want to answer the previous person's question regarding oil and gas. You know, in GCC newspapers, especially in Dubai newspapers, many occasions I had seen a full page advertisement by Reliance Industries. If you are an experienced person, please shoot up your experience, showing experience as CV to Reliance Industries. I hope you will get a chance. Thank you.
Next question, Mr. Bikoy John wants to ask. Mr. John, please unmute your mic and ask the question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Shamsudheen sir and Prince sir, first of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. It's really encouraging to know so much wide aspects of what we can do as NRIs in our own state. My question is to understand, we as NRIs, if we have a small plot, okay, of maybe 10 or 20 cents, what we can do on a small scale basis, what we can do as NRIs.
You are asking in terms of food production or in terms of running a business out of that 10 cents land?
Basically, I want to start something on a small scale as an industry.
What is your background?
My background is in sales.
Sales. So, like anything else, you do have to do a little market research on the products that would be required. And it all depends on the amount of money that you want to invest and the size of business you want to run, and whether you want to be a subcontractor to a major manufacturer producing his parts, or whether you want to license a product and manufacture that one. There are multiple choices. So you really have to approach the subject from a business management point of view.
Yeah, this comes down to my second question. Basically, this was broadly asked of what we can do as NRIs. Now, if I ask specifically, if we have to investigate and do a SWOT analysis on how exactly to go ahead, is there any local support from the panchayat or from the government who can really value add in our decision-making process?
I think so. The Department of Industries would be at least one such place where you have to approach first. And KSIDC is another place where you can interact. There are very brilliant engineers and officers sitting in KSIDC, financial experts, who will be able to provide you with the correct guidance.
And NORCA also giving so much of advice, these kind of things.
Yeah, NORCA is always available to all the NRIs.
Okay, my last question is to Shamsudheen sir, because I have been an avid follower. I've been an avid reader and a great follower of Shamsudheen sir in his in the mutual funds arena. I just wanted to ask you, sir, is it not apt now in the present scenario to ride the Sensex and Nifty rather than beating it? So why is it not good that we directly invest in Nifty and Sensex rather than trying to beat the market?
No, it is the Sensex you can invest, but there was a good time. If you want to invest, the Sensex came down to 21,000. That was a time to invest. Now it is already 32 level. So what is happening today, when you are investing in the Sensex, there is a percentage of return I am expecting from the blue chip companies than Sensex. I believe so. I have experience within 1 month time, I got a 30% return from the some of the blue chip companies.
Okay, sir. So we'll take a question from Mr. Abdul Rauf. Mr. Abdul Rauf, please unmute your mic.
Thank you very much for conducting such a session. I have one question is that Antony Prince here told about the Pravasi Conclave. Can you please summarize the workings of the conclaves? And another one is that through which the conclave we can make a rehabilitation project for the government. It may be better after making the consultation with many of the NRIs. Thank you, sir.
Sir, Antony, sir, there's one more question which is connected, asked by Mr. Manoj Jacob. What initiative the Pravasi Trust have been taken to resolve such issues, at least to change the attitude of politicians and bureaucrats?
My dear friend, if you Google K.V Shamsudheen, a open letter to LDF government, you will get an article. I have mentioned all you are expecting to the government of new government when they started. The first week they received that published in the Deccan Herald. I used to send all these proposals whenever a new government take over in the state and center. I used to send many recommendations, suggestions to the Prime Minister as well as Chief Minister. And this, both governments, present both government, my experience I am openly saying, I have a very good response from the central government and the state government when I send all these things. Very positive reply and action I have seen from the both government. That means things are changing.
So, Antony, sir,
let me answer to the questions. The Pravasi Conclave Trust was formed early this year to bring together various other Malayali associations and overseas Indian associations under one umbrella, so that we have a single voice when we approach the government. What has been happening in the past was that each of these associations were separately representing their needs to the government, and the government was getting confused at the end of the day as to what to do. But thanks to all the leaders of all major associations, they have agreed to come together under one umbrella. That is what is called Pravasi Conclave Trust. And Alex Koshi Villanilam, who is an overseas Indian, he's currently resident in Ernakulam, is the chairman, and I am the president. And Mr. Balagopal is the treasurer, and Advocate C.T. Syriac is the secretary. We have 15 trustees who have contributed to the formation of this trust. The idea actually originated from two reasons. One is to bring all the different associations under one umbrella. Second is to take action on the problems that are faced by Pravasis, Pravasi investors, and for various problems that they are facing in India or facing abroad. One other thing is overseas citizen card that we have, and we have had a lot of problems with travel with regard to that one. We have taken up that as one of our agenda this year to see that the OCI problem is resolved permanently. The second problem that we have taken up is a lot of Pravasis are stuck with cases in courts and other situations. And in order to bring an early settlement of all these disputes and cases in the court system, to form a tribunal that with the approval of the central government, so that the decisions made by the tribunal will be binding, and to be a dispute resolution, arbitration, and dispute resolving of problems and arbitration, so that finally the Pravasi problems can be taken up. This is also with due respect to the late Mr. The Antur incident, where one of the Pravasis had to commit suicide to make a point. So this is the other reason we put up. Now, recently, with the corona crisis, we have already made a representation to the Chief Minister as to the points that we would like to discuss with the government with regard to helping the state and resolving the problems. And that will escalate into helping food production, helping up starting industries and various things with the help of a number of panelists that we have. This is the main activity of Pravasi Conclave Trust. And we have a website, pravasiconclave.org, where you can find more details. And if you have any suggestions, you can always let us know.
There's one, we'll take two more questions. One is from Mr. Rajesh again. He wants to ask another.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I'm audible.
Yes.
Sir. Okay. We have discussed so many things, but can you list if we go into root cause analysis of why this thing is not happening in Kerala? Can you list 5 reasons why these things have not worked for it? Sorry.
Lost you.
Five issues why this business were not able to flourish in India, or why the NRIs are not able to flourish. Take it in the whole perspective. Let us just take 5 points. Can you tell us 5 points? And my second question is, do you feel that the alternate, or if you answer this question only if you're comfortable, because every 5 years the government changes in Kerala. Do we need to have a longer perspective? Beyond 5-year planning, whether we need to have a more some more year of planning, like stable, more tenure government is required, so as to establish better infrastructure and facility in Kerala. What's your feeling?
Okay, let me answer you that question. The first problem is we the people, because we the people rely too much on the government and blame or praise everything to the government. But if we decide to take these things into our hands, as I mentioned, 2,000 employees in Cochin shipyard decided to take the control of the shipyard in their hands when I went there and talked to them. And as a result, you have the best public sector undertaking in India, which is doing a 3,000 crore investment, creating thousands of jobs. Now, there was no government involved in the beginning. It was the people who decided. I'll tell you, there were 300 acres of land that was lying dry next to my home in my village where I moved 10 years ago. So we asked the Panchayat president, what was the problem? Why is this land lying empty? Do you have a manpower problem? We can give you a tractor or a harvesting machine or whatever it is, if the labor is the problem, but it's a crime that this land is lying empty. He said, look, we have had some number of meetings with the owners of the land, but they don't want to agree. So I said, give us an opportunity to come, my wife and I, let us talk to the landowners and tell them what we are offering and what we can do. And the next meeting came, we were not invited. So I thought, well, there was some problem. But the next week, they started preparation to cultivate the land. So sometimes a little inspiration, little motivation, little thing is there, the people can take the power back in their hands. There's no government involved, actually. It's only the Panchayat was involved. And for last 10 years, we have an organic rice produce, which is sold out every year. And all the people are happy. So a lot of times there is an over dependence, over expectation of the government. Like Mahatma Gandhi has said, you be the change you want to see in this world. So whenever you instead of giving ideas and recommendations, which galore, the chief minister's room is full of recommendations. Why don't you start something by yourself? If you believe in it and see through it, I can guarantee you, you will be successful.
Shamsudheen sir, there's one last question for you.
Okay.
The question is, why invest in shares now when the market is sure to go down further because severe recession is predicted?
My dear friends, no one will invest if he want to invest the lowest level, and no one will sell shares when he want to sell the highest level. No one in the world can predict what will be the bottom level, what will be the top level. A serious investor never look into that angle. When he feel, compared to past experience, he felt the present market, present price of the specific share suitable to invest, he will invest. If you try to or expect market further go down, sometimes such people will not invest in the life, because when we are waiting for the bottom level, market straight away start moving up. It is happening for selling also. So better to buy shares any suitable time. All 2 days back market was down, then today market slightly went up. Then I don't know at what time, what way it closed. I didn't check it. So it is keep on changing. All the decline is an opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That will be the end of the session, the Q&A section. I hand over to Jose Thomas, sir.
Hi. On behalf of GOPIO Cochin Chapter and Dhanam Business Magazine, I have a great pleasure to offer our thanks to all the participants who have logged in to attend our webinar today. Let me offer our special thanks to Mr. Shamsudheen and Mr. Antony Prince for coming in as a key speakers and offering their valuable suggestions on the subject. GOPIO Cochin chapter has been actively associated with flood relief operations and provided water purifications to 1,000 families in the Kuttanad area like Chaganasheri, Kavalam, Pulingunna, and so on. An area where there is an acute shortage of drinking water and where houses get flooded with every monsoon. GOPIO will work with the Pravasi organizations and as per your suggestions and advice, and we, GOPIO, would like to do some lasering work for the NRIs if they want to start some industries in Kerala. Definitely we'll do it. Our hearty thanks to Dhanam, Mr. Kurian and Mr. Vijay for coming in with GOPIO to organize this webinar on the subject of vital importance today. Thank you all, and thank you very much, and namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. The recording of this YouTube, this will be available on YouTube on the Dhanam Magazine YouTube channel. You can visit it. It will be available shortly. And the details of the speakers will be shared with you.
Any questions are there? If there are any questions still to be answered, I think we can answer them if we have their mail ID or something. Okay. Sure. And one gentleman wanted the email ID of Mr. Antony Prince also. The gentleman who asked the question earlier, Mr. Bikoy, he wanted the email ID also of Mr. Antony Prince.
Sure. Can be given. Yes.
So we'll share it in the thank you mail that goes out later.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Shamsudheen, it was very nice meeting you through this Zoom video.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Bal Gopal.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Kurian. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
And please keep in touch. Now, no keep in touch, only talk in touch.
Cool.
Yeah, that is right.
Shall I close?
Thank you.
Mr. Prince,
Yes.
please be in touch with me, huh?
Will
Sure,
do.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever there's an opportunity, you'll be very,
Yeah.
very happy
We can
to
share many
meet you.
things.
Oh, there are so many things that's possible. There are so many things that's possible.
Definitely,
We have
Kerala
to
will
change
change.
our mindset. You know, we have this 40-year-old, 50-year-old perception of Kerala. Kerala